Whoa. I told you it's something else.
Ilocos Norte is known for some big and bold flavors, from stomach bile with raw beef to pork bagnet. We are in Laoag City, looking for the Ilocano food any uninitiated traveler like me must have in this city. From crispy empanadas to other Filipino staples, join me as we find the best bites in Laoag. Personally, always love to start at the market. Really gives you just a good introduction to what you can find in the region. And obviously here we have lots of fresh vegetables, lots of leaves, everything that Ilocano food is kind of known for. You see a lot of those vegetables here. Some things that for me, as someone who goes to markets in Manila, is somewhat surprising. Like we don't find squash flowers as abundant as we do see them here. As well as some rabo, some very typical Ilocano dishes. But I love kind of like the variety of vegetables that you can find. And some of it's already kind of like pre-portioned for dishes like pinakbet and everything. So it's just really kind of good intro into what we can expect over the next few days and what we'll be able to eat. So we're gonna go around a little bit, and then I'm starting to develop a little bit of an appetite and go find some food to eat. So we find this pocket of what I like to call Heart Attack Central, chicharron, bagnet, lots of different kind of like pork bits. You've got some pork face that's cooked in what they're calling adobo style, then you have igado, which is a really famous kind of Ilocano dish. And it just looks really intense for 9 a.m. So we'll buy a couple of pieces so that we can try them later, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to find lots of this kind of like all over town. Hi po, we'll get isang bagnet please. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. The market was intense, as usually people don't know who I am until someone says I'm Ann Curtis's husband. And then it's all over. But funnily enough, not a lot of them know my name. Fame by association. We saw Baker's PH and we saw some hopia bagnet. So this is kind of gonna be our first bite of the day. We bought some longanisa, we bought some bagnet, a bunch of stuff. But this is kind of like my aperitif before we head to our first restaurant and start pigging out. I love the kind of snacks that they have. So this is the hopia. It's flaky, it's sweet. Ah, it's good. There's like a chunky piece of bagnet right there. This is your jam, Kevin. Dawang's is quite famous already. Most big names passing through make it a point to eat here, and you would be missing out if you didn't.
This is the quenelle nut, boiled vegetables. Then you add the bagoong and kamatis on top. Next one is the pinakbet, the most Ilocano dish you can find here. Next one is lauya. It's like the usual lauya, but for us we add tomatoes on it to give it the red color. This is our grandmother's version of the paksiw. We don't add vinegar. It's just the papait and just sauteing it with the meat. These are dinuguan. We heat it up. Then you add a little bit of yung pork fat, pork oil na galing dun sa tinuno, dun sa grill. That is our dinardaraan. This is our kilawen.
So this is the imbaliktad version or the fresco?
No, this is the fresh. This is how we serve it fresh. This is our papait.
So you serve it separately?
You can order it separately, but we usually add it if they want to. The papait is the grass on the
bile.
Second stomach. No,
Yeah.
so it's not part of the bile.
Okay. In Ilocos Norte, bitter is better. The cow's stomach bile, or this papait, is a bitter juice extracted from the second stomach of the cow. It's an extremely strong flavor that is not for the faint of heart.
Why is papaya the big thing here?
Because it's an old Ilocano, not favorite, but they prefer.
So it's a flavor people really like.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
It's a preferred taste.
I'm actually shocked.
Okay.
This is what you eat for breakfast.
Well, you can take your pick. Usually, what people come here for breakfast for is the paksiw.
Okay. So
And
this
then
is
for lunch, you'd have the different
rest.
meals. Yes.
Do you have like, I mean, because in Manila we have, dapat tocino and all that. Is that as common here or not?
Oh, you mean yung tapsilog?
Like
Well,
tapsilog and stuff for that.
they're introducing it here, pero it's not common or choice or preferred much.
Would you say Ilocanos are very proud of their food?
Yes, mostly on mostly on vegetables yung main dishes.
Yeah.
But we've been adding more on. For me, it's more on protein or because most Ilocanos would be farmers, other field workers. They need the protein more than the vegetable.
But there's a lot of vegetables in the cooking, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, if you look at Filipino food in general, I think Ilocano food has probably the highest amount of vegetable-specific dishes.
Yes, because most Ilocano grow their own vegetables. They have their
Backyard.
own backyards.
Okay, so start with, where do you want me to start?
I would suggest with the dinuguan, the crispy dinuguan.
Okay. You're saying you made this a little different by adding the crispiness to it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then drying it out.
Yes.
It's so rare. Wow, this is...
We've had
That's just skin.
yeah,
that's
just
amazing.
skin, yes.
Wow, so it's like a chicharron, or what we call chicharron.
Oh,
The name one. This is... Okay, next, what do you think?
if you'd like the paksiw,
Paksiw,
that's
okay.
a beef.
So this is very different from all the paksiws I've had in my life. There's almost like a... Almost like a vanilla flavor in there. It's crazy. So this is just beef.
That's just
okay.
beef, yes.
Very nice.
Sauteed beef, we then added with soup.
So this you'd say is a typical breakfast.
Yes, that would be part of the breakfast. You can try the pinakbet.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
the one of the Ilocano
So
usuals.
one of my favorite Filipino dishes. So mostly okra, winged beans,
winged
sitaw,
beans,
string beans.
eggplant, then vinegar.
And what kind of padoom do you use?
The usual, the one you buy at the market.
So what's this? This one?
Lauya. That's our version of lauya.
Okay. It's like a perfect bite.
The ribs, the soft bone, the white bone part,
Yeah.
soft bone part. Yes, that's what we use for the lauya.
Beautiful. The leeks make a huge difference. And it's like nice and there's a nice sweetness to it.
It adds a little control on
Yeah.
the whole tomato thing.
So well balanced. I've never tried it.
That's the grilled pork belly, pinuno.
Pinuno.
Here in
Grilled
Ilocos,
tomatoes.
they have two ways of cooking pinuno. The one you over the fire, and the one where you use the ashes that's still hot, and you just
Cook it straight.
lay over just a little, put it on a stick, just make it stand, and lay it over and let it cook. It has a like sweet taste on it,
Okay, yeah.
which makes it very different.
Yeah.
But this one is grilled over fire.
Sorry, this is the
Kinalnat.
kinarnat.
It's boiled veggie.
So usually you serve, I don't know if it's in Pampanga, they serve boiled vegetables with bagong dip.
Oh, bagong.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's mostly Pampanga, but
But you guys do more like salads
Yes,
like this. So vegetables are usually blanched and then just topped.
yes.
Here.
You can try the igado,
You get the pork
Yeah.
liver.
pork liver stew.
Now, but the sauce is really good. I really want to try this.
This is the Baka eat. You
Without
can
any-
try it raw,
Yeah.
but don't eat too much because it's really something else. I don't know if you tried it or you can try it.
It might be too aphrodisiac, is that
Yeah.
So this is the second stomach, you're saying, this one particularly.
This one's from the second so with
You-
bile. This
with
one has
bile.
the bile on.
And you strain it.
Yes, you strain it. We remove the grassy part. Whoa.
Tasty.
I told you it's something else.
Okay. And you use that as a condiment?
It's
Most of the
like a condiment on when we cook the
sauce,
paksiw.
okay.
Yes, when you saute it. But here you can add it up with the.
I mean, like, it's like juice tempalaya. So this you would recommend a little bit.
yes, just a little bit.
You put the sauce in the dish or the dish in the sauce?
It's better to put the dish into the sauce.
Yeah. It's like a little dip of soy
Yes.
sauce. You don't seem too sure. You're looking at me.
I'm not too sure about your taste, so I'm
I like raw meat.
what I do is I add a little
Yeah, I think I need that.
vinegar.
I'll
on
try
it.
that. I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste.
Yes. That's the purest of Ilocano dish. What they do is they add the vinegar directly to the papait to remove the bitterness, control the bitterness. What you'll have is the spicy.
That helps a little bit.
Yes.
I'm sold on the keto Ilocano diet. Seriously, this is a really, really tasty meal. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yes.
I was trying to, because I have zero experience with Ilocano food, so this is like a perfect intro into it. Like, I think this makes me Ilocano. Now that I've eaten that, it's a rite of passage.
Just south of Laoag, you will find the town of Batac. When people think of empanadas, it's usually made of flour and stuffed with beef or chicken. However, an Ilocos empanada is usually made with rice flour, giving you a crispy and light exterior filled with longanisa, eggs, and shredded papaya, mung beans, or cabbage. It's truly a culinary gem and one that deserves all the praises that it gets.
We were actually searching for vegetable dishes again because I was really heavy. I was feeling really heavy and I wanted maybe like some gamut or some saluyot or some dinding. We went to so many different carinderias. A lot of them were closed, a lot of them didn't necessarily sell it at that time. So we decided to come to Batac to obviously try the famous Ilocos empanada. So we got this and we got some longanisa, so get a good sampler. There's a bunch of them here by the Riverside. We decided to try the one from Glory's, which is one of the OGs.
Ako po si Nanay Glory na gumagawa ng Ilocos Empanada. Nagsimula ako noong 1960. Nagpakatulong ako sa ipag po kaya natignan ko kung paano paggawa ng empanada. Kung naalam ko na, nagsimula na ako.
I'm actually not sure what the mark of a really good one is. But I know it's supposed to be a really thin, crisp dough, which is what we have here. We're going to be seeing a lot of this. Sukang Iloco, and I'm not complaining. Yeah.
Banana ketchup.
Yum with it.
Try the longanisa.
Wow. Yeah.
Not like the type of longanisa that 7 hours later you'll burp it out. You'll taste it. This is, I feel like it's not as intense, which is really nice. It's a nice change. And I got empanadas from other stores, not to put them against each other, just to understand the differences, right? So that was Glory's, really good. Right next to it, Behang's. On Google Maps, these two are kind of like the top rated ones. A noticeable difference in crust. They're both really nice. This one's thinner and crisper. This one has a bit more of a bite to it. I think it really comes down to people's preference.
The town of Batac has a row of them right by the river. Most of the vendors are related or have known each other for a long time, so you can have fun sampling them all. Right next to the strip, you can also find eateries serving their own style of Milky noodles.
I don't know if I can do this anymore. It's a lot of food. This video, by the way, was not supposed to happen. We're in Ilocos Norte to shoot a story on seaweed, which is gamut, which we might be able to find some food today that uses that seaweed. Then we were supposed to go to Adams, which is still will. We're working on a story about fermentation. And then we just decided, since we had that extra time in Laoag, and I haven't been in Laoag in a long, long time, I thought it'd be cool to kind of do like a full day of eating. Kind of regretting that now because the food's been amazing, so I'm having a hard time kind of stopping myself from not overeating. You might think that this looks strange. Pancit Canton isn't necessarily the most Ilocano type of dish, but La Moda specifically has been here forever. It's one of the first businesses in Laoag, so they're really well established. And apparently, from what people said online to locals who live here in the Pancit Canton, is really something special. But I'm never one to order just one thing. We ordered also their Milky with some fresh eggs, their fried rice, which has some giniling and some crispy pieces of pork. You can see there's bagnet a little bit everywhere, so maybe that's one of the first things that kind of makes it really nice and special. So let's try first what they're known for, which is our Pancit Canton. I love chunky vegetables right on top. Again, I'm just in love with this love for vegetables here, and that crispy pork to top it all off. And as you can see behind me, they make all their Milky noodles by themselves. They're all packaged here. Yeah. That is very different. Actually, I don't think they should call themselves. I mean, it is Canton noodles, but it's not the Pancit Canton I'm used to eating. You barely have the soy flavor that you're so used to having. And the noodles feel more like pasta. Well cooked, crunchy. Not too many things happening. I like it. Now, that's actually really good. Our kimlo with raw egg, miso noodles. Again, crispy pork bagnet. This I love. Oh my god. That is so comforting. That's probably one of the most comforting bites I've had today. And I've had a lot of really good bites. I know at this point it's probably really hard to trust me because I always say things are good, but we also research the places we go, so most of the time we go to places that are good and that are known for what they're doing. And this is, I prefer this over I mean, this is really good, but if I were to come here again, I would order this again. Perfectly cooked. I don't know about you guys, but the miso I grew up with was a little boring. This is really good. I specifically ordered this because someone told me that their husband does not leave Ilocos Norte without having this particular fried rice. And it really does look like a well-cooked dish. Crispy pork. Look at that rice. It's just falling off. Perfectly cooked. Wow. That's delicious. I was not expecting this. I really thought we'd come here, have some pancit, be okay with it, but wow. I can understand why they've survived for so long. So if you guys do come to Laoag, even for a quick layover, eat the empanadas, yes, and go to Dawang's for sure. Try to look for other dishes, but for dinner, try this place out.
We had lots of other places we wanted to check out, however, lots of them seemed to have either closed during the pandemic or were closed during our visit. For the next part of our trip, we headed up to Burgos, Pagudpud, and Adams as we had lots of documentaries to create there. But bad weather cut my trip short. So before heading to the airport, there were two last bites I wanted to have. Okay, quick context as to why we're breaking the treatment of this video. We were in Adams, Ilocos Norte, which is a beautiful part of Ilocos Norte. If you haven't been, I really highly suggest that you do. Unfortunately, it started raining really hard and we were there filming a documentary about rice wine, which will be out soon. And I wanted to do an adventure video there, but because the weather was not great, then we had to, I had to leave to get some establishing shots. So my flight is tonight at 9 p.m. and I thought I would take the opportunity and the extra time to kind of eat other things in Ilocos Norte. First stop, Curimao. We've been looking for a dudul for a long time. Apparently no one makes it anymore. It's really hard to make. You really have to order it ahead, which we didn't. So next best thing, tubig. So this is sticky rice. As you can see, it's extremely sticky. They use the coconut husks that they have drying over their ovens and kilns to dry that, and that's kind of like used as their fire starter, but it's also this, you know, the meat itself is actually used also to make this. That's good. It's crispy, it's sticky. Like that coconut fat really renders out, creates this amazing crust right at the bottom that you can see here. Can you see it? There. That's so crusty, and then here the rice is so sticky and doughy and gelatinous. Wow. Takes 40 minutes to cook in their wooden ovens. As you can tell, they don't flip it. It's only crusty on one side. Next, bibingka. Now, bibingka will be absolutely different wherever you are in the Philippines. This is the malagkit kind. There's peanuts on it, which is a nice little touch. That's good. I love the restraint. Like, sometimes my issue with kakanin, it can be really, really, really sweet and sugary. This is extremely subtle and well balanced. So if you're in the area or road tripping, definitely should be on your list. More food. What I love about finding lechon baka in a restaurant, it's not usually a dish you find in restaurants. I mean, Andox does it, but it's not a whole baka. Here, they actually make a whole baka, and by the oil stains on the ground, I literally missed the whole cow that was laid out here, and they just chopped it.
We've been operating since December 2010
And so you got famous because of the...
because of the lechon baka, sir. We keep the cow under the shed as much as possible. We feed them with organic grass, and we bathe them twice a day so that the skin will be subtle and soft, and the meat is tender.
Look at that. Wow, it's really soft. Really good. So the secret is happy cows. So 14-month-old cow. That's the skin. Not chewy, which is great. Your kind of teeth really sink into it, which is very nice. And the sauce is just so good. If you haven't watched our whole Lechon Baka video, we've actually done a whole one in Nueva Ecija. That was good. This is next level. Next, we have the paksiw, which has a completely different meaning from what I'm used to. But here, it's a bowl of innards, of stomach lining, of intestine, and I see, yeah, a bit of everything here. Very clean. Like, when I think paksiw, I think vinegar. Here, it's literally just boiled innards. Probably some bones in there as well to give it really that deep beef brothy flavor. You eat just that, probably really healthy for you. But this lechon baka, probably the best I've had in the Philippines so far.
I hope that gave you a good glimpse into Ilocano food. It was really an eye-opening trip for me. I didn't expect so much produce and such variety. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share it, and subscribe to FEATR. This starts off our Ilocos Norte series. Watch out for videos about the black gold of the Philippines, sand salt, and our local rice wine.